Block by Wilson. Touchdown. It's grabbed there by Dontavian Wicks. Outside they go to Kraft. The tight end got by Smith to the goal line. Touchdown! Tucker Kraft.
Welcome back to the Kenny C Show, my Packer fans, my NFL fans. Let's get down to business here. Before we get into the Week 4 loss to the Minnesota Vikings, who are still undefeated 4-0, I gotta plug this. Tomorrow will be my Week 4 reactions, takeaways, etc. That video will be posted tomorrow around 5 p.m. So be sure to check that out. It's going to be all of my Week 4 reaction. You won't want to miss that one. I have some good topics in that one that I'm not going to spoil now. You'll have to wait till tomorrow. But to get into it here for my cheeseheads, Green Bay falls 31-29 to the Vikings at Lambeau Field in what was Aaron Jones' return against the Packers with the Vikings, his return game, and what was also Jordan Love's return after being out the last 2 games with limited practice due to that MCL sprain. You give him the benefit of the doubt because the guy played in just his second game of the season. The first game, you had to deal with all that stuff with the travel to Brazil and all of that sort of thing, and then he gets hurt in the game. So I give Love the benefit of the doubt because, to be brutally honest, he did not look polished in this game by any stretch of the imagination. He missed on a plethora of throws. He made some ill-advised throws, finished the game with 3 interceptions. His ball placement was not there. He was missing wide open receivers. Love finished 32 for 54, 389 yards, 3 touchdowns, but 3 interceptions. The turnovers ended up biting them in the end. Too little, too late in that second half. But starting it off, the Packers were getting routed. The DBs could not cover Jordan Addison and Justin Jefferson. They were desperately missing Jair Alexander, and for good measure because he is one of the best cornerbacks in the league. So not having him was a big blow. Stokes, Ballantyne, and Nixon struggled all afternoon with trying to cover the Vikings wide receivers. First drive of the game, though, for the Packers, we'll get into Love here. 3rd and 13, he misses Wicks on a wide open pass. Ball is too low out in front of him. That drive ends with Braden Narveson, missing a kick. Then the second drive, 3rd and 7, Love tries to force a ball in there to Christian Watson, who on that play injures his ankle and was out for the game. You have to pray for Christian Watson because he has struggled with injuries during his tenure with the Packers. But on that play, he forces a ball to Watson. It's intercepted. That was the first of 3. Third drive, the Packers miss another field goal. Special teams has been a struggle for years now. We know this. We have a kicker problem. Fourth drive, down 21-0. Love throws a pass to Dobbs. It goes off Dobbs' hands, goes off Musgrave's hands, and into the hands of the Vikings defender. That's a second interception. So the first half was horrible. The only saving grace was that Jaden Reed was able to find pay dirt because the Vikings muffed a punt at the end of that first half. Green Bay was able to get on the board. Second half is where the defense started to come together more and making stops, and Love looked better and better as that second half progressed. He finished with 202 yards in that fourth quarter alone. Down 28-22. They got a touchdown to Wicks. Musgrave, 2-point conversion. Green Bay's looking good. Nixon had that strip sack that set up the Tucker Kraft score, and Green Bay was down by 6 points. Then you had Love rekindling what he went through the first half, which was that he struggled with his decision-making and his ball placement. He tries to force a pass to Wicks on first down, and it's intercepted by Byron Murphy to pretty much say that's all she wrote. Because then Jefferson gets the Vikings into field goal range. They jack the field goal. Green Bay does score on the final drive with the Wicks touchdown, but like I said, too little, too late. The onside was recovered by the Vikings, and that was it. 8 penalties by the Packers. Third down, they were 4 for 12. These are 2 facets of the game that you have to clean up. Like I mentioned last week, if you want to be one of those top shelf teams in the league, you cannot be as undisciplined as the Packers have been through 4 weeks. It's unacceptable. The bright spot, Yeah, they rattled off 22 unanswered points in the second half, which is pretty impressive and shows that they have resiliency, but it kind of gives you flashbacks to the first half of last year when the Packers were 3-6 with Love making boneheaded decisions, forcing balls, the Packers kind of staying in games, but then not being able to finish and come back and put a nail in the coffin. So a bad loss for the Packers. The Vikings are now 4-0. Who knew that they would be the team to beat in the division with Sam Darnold at the helm? 5th quarterback in NFL history to start 4-0 with 10-plus passing touchdowns through his first 4 starts with a franchise. Kevin McConnell has worked wonders with Sam Darnold. And you got to give flowers to that defense and what they've been able to do with Brian Flores. The Vikings just look like a well-oiled machine. Aaron Jones rushed for 90 yards on the ground. They got him going more and more in the second half. He's an awesome guy. He's a class act. I saw him dapping up fans at the end of the game. He loves Green Bay. He loved being here. It stinks that we couldn't pay him $3 million, which to me is a blunder on the front office. But the Packers, nonetheless, fall to this one. They look to rebound next week against the struggling 1-3 Rams team that has been decimated offensively in terms of injuries. Kupp and Nakua probably out for another 3 to 4 weeks at minimum. So their offense is struggling. They're coming off a loss. So to the Bears. So the Green Bay has a good chance to get a get-right game going and let Jordan Love get back into the groove of things. For those that argue, Malik Willis maybe should have played in this game, the Vikings are the top team in the division. They were undefeated. They look outstanding. You want to put your team in the best position to win, which I also agree with their decision to put Love in this game and have Love play this game. All in all, he didn't look the best, but let's hope for a bounce back next week. Cheeseheads, let me get your reaction. Let me get your comments. Comment section below. And hit that subscribe button because this Packers content is going to be coming all season long.